Hey, it's Todd Duncan. Welcome to Sales Therapy. It's Monday morning. Good to be with you guys. And I thought what I would do is share with you something that we do at our house around dinner time, and we do it on our focused family evenings on Sunday. This is a piece of, call it wisdom art, that hangs on the wall in our dining room. And we oftentimes go around the table and ask each other, of the things on this piece of art, which one is resonating with us this week? Is it fear less? Is it hope more? Is it complain, whine less? Is it to enjoy and to kind of take a deep breath more? Is it to say less? Is it to say more? Is it to hate less? Is it to love more? I mean, just kind of a fun experiment around what can we do in our life to improve. And so I threw this up in the background because the one that I like right now from a preparation standpoint for next year is the one at the very top, because fear less, if you put the two words together, is fearless. And in order to succeed at the levels that you know and that I certainly know that you can succeed at, you have to be fearless. Now, that doesn't mean there isn't an element of fear. So how do you reconcile that there could be an element of fear and you still are fearless? Well, drop down, and it's about hope and hoping more, which is about having faith. And you've heard me talk about the idea that faith trumps fear. So how can you move from having fear to having faith? How can you fear less? How can you faith more or hope more? And the way that you can do that is by having a resonating purpose that is undeniable on the other side of what you're going to do. My personal opinion is that fear unmanaged is the catalyst that breaks you from your fortune. And I'm not talking about just the money fortune. I'm talking about the fortune of success, the emotional fortune, the intellectual fortune, the financial fortune. Okay, and the way that you have to deal with that fortune is you'll never get it if you don't deal with fear. And so one of the exercises from a sales therapy standpoint is, what do you fear? What would have to happen for you to fear it less? And if you had faith in taking an action that would then create a result where that fear then would be dispersed or destroyed or distracted, whatever. Think about what would happen again if you took that action and took it again and again and again. Fear is gone when faith exists. And the new habit that faith produces never allows that fear to come in again. That's important. So I personally believe that years ago, I was scared of making calls on highly influential people. I believe today that I can make a call on anybody, and I'm not afraid at all. And the reason is because years ago, decades ago, I replaced fear with faith because I had an undeniable thing that I could offer that the person on the other side would have a hard time saying no to. That's just in the example of making a sales call. But what else do we fear? We can fear a lot of things. Okay, but if we don't do anything to act against the fear, then fear persists. But if we do something to act on the fear, fear goes away. And that's the simple therapeutic solution to this idea of advancement, right? I mean, if it were easy and didn't produce any of that fear anxiety, there would be no such thing as winning and losing. And so the idea that there's going to be an outcome, black and white, light and dark, win or lose, puts the emphasis on the individual to say, okay, well, if I want to be a winner, I need to deal with that. I need to deal with that, and I need to deal with it in a way that produces a healthy outlook, a formidable action. And once those two things come together, then fear dissipates. Fear is gone. Fear is destroyed. Okay? So focus this week on fearless. Focus this week on faith and confidence. Focus for all 7 days between now and next week's video on what can you do to fear less, be fearless, and have a higher level of hope and faith in what you want, both personally and professionally. I think it'll be a worthwhile journey, okay? Take care. Talk to you again soon.